Greetings, everyone. Hope all of you are having an absolutely fantastic day. There is one CRPG above all others that people keep asking me over and over and over again to play. Without a shadow of a doubt, it is Planescape Torment. You all keep telling me it is the most well-written game of all time. And as far as CRPGs, it's definitely the game with the most prestige that I have never had the opportunity to experience. Now, I've been saying that I was going to go ahead and dive into this game next year, but I might actually end up experiencing it a little bit earlier because, believe it or not, Planescape Torment is getting a massive update by some modders who are very, very passionate about this project. PC Gamer has all the details, so let's go ahead and dive in. All right, so the title is one of the best RPGs of all time is getting its first ever unofficial DLC that adds a whole new region and restores cut content. Now, this is going to be based on the enhanced edition of Planescape Torment. So they're going to take everything that Beamdog already did to update the game and make it better, and then add a bunch of stuff on top of that. Now, if we scroll down, it says described by its creators as the first ever unofficial Planescape DLC, Blizzard and Baator, which is the name of this DLC, will see the Nameless One, the character you play as, and his motley crew travel to a new region of Sigil, descending through Planescape's 9 hells down to the frozen waste of Cania. Here they'll become embroiled in an endless cold war between the Lords of the Nine, the titular Blizzard, and Baator. I only understand about half of the things being said in that paragraph, but I'm sure it's very, very exciting for those of you who are already familiar with the game. And again, many people have told me this is one of the greatest stories ever told in all of gaming. So to hear that it's getting new content, absolutely very exciting. Now, this article goes on to say that the mod is going to do more than just add new places to explore. It's going to add new recruitable characters, new planar creatures to encounter, original music, and even new cinematics. And there is a trailer for this DLC that has some new cinematics or animation that you could view as well. I'll try to remember to leave a link to it down in the description, and you might see a little bit of it as we go through the video. Now, again, this mod is going to restore some of the cut content from the original, such as voice lines, lost items, and some graphical elements, but they do say that's going to be a small amount of what is added. Most of the content for this will be completely new. Now, of course, a big draw of Planescape Torment was the writing and the story. And so the question becomes, will this new mod hold up? And one of the things that they mentioned, even though they don't give away any plot points, they do say the story is going to revolve around the main characters, and it's going to use AD&D 2nd edition mainly as a source material. However, they do plan to weave in elements from all later editions as well. So it'll be interesting to see where this goes. And they note that this is meant to be a higher level experience. So it's going to kick in when the Nameless One returns from the outer plane of Carceria. I don't know what that means, how high a level you are, but I find it really interesting to hear them say that. Of course, we just did a live stream playthrough of Mask of the Betrayer, which is the only high level D&D adventure I've ever played. I absolutely loved it. I had a blast. So I would love to see more content of that vein. It'll be interesting to find out if this new DLC is going to give me exactly that. Now, there is one thing in this article you can go ahead and take with a grain of salt. They mentioned that the mod is not going to be finished until 2031. That's actually a miscommunication between them and the group who's working on the mod. So it's not going to be nearly that long, at least according to what they say. But there is not an official release date for the mod either. So we're going to have to wait and see. They do mention that the first act of this expansion is going to be available later this year. So you're not going to have to wait years and years to be able to see some of the content that they plan to do. They're going to release an update, and then we'll all be able to dive in and see for ourselves whether or not we believe the content of the expansion holds up to the overall game. Regardless, you all already know here at Slandered Gaming, we focus on CRPGs. I already plan to play Planescape Torment, so I will definitely be playing this DLC update when it comes out. If that kind of content interests you, make sure you subscribe to the channel, hit that like button. And if you'd like to support, there are links down below for you to join the YouTube membership or join my Patreon so that you get access to unique reaction content. Hope all of you enjoyed this video. Take care.